And then have a look down at your feet and make sure that the outside edges of your feet are straight. So we want the outside edges parallel. And then back your weight up through your heels, and that's through your hips then. Back your weight up through your heels so that your toes are free. And then let's find that neutral pelvis, so it's not tipping forwards and it's not tilting back, it's just upright. Let your ribs relax down. Think about rolling your chest and shoulders open, arms are down by your sides. Looking into the distance and think about growing tall through the top of your head. Just take a few breaths there, so really deep inhale and a long, slow exhale. Just letting go of any tension. Do that again, really deep breath. And then fully exhale. Head turn, so gently turning your head from side to side. Just notice how your neck feels, notice if it's stiff. Does one side feel like it's moving better than the other? Just notice. And then we're going to look down. So drop your chin towards your chest, looking down towards the floor. Lengthen in the back of the neck. So think about gravity and the weight of your head kind of stretching the muscles of the back of the neck. Let your shoulders drop down away from your ears. And then you're going to slowly bring your head back up by sliding your chin back, keeping that length through the back of the neck, no creases in the back of the neck, and bringing your head back until your ears are over your shoulders. Let's do that again. So drop your chin to your chest, looking down towards the floor, and then slide your chin back, lengthen through the back of the neck to bring your head up. Do one more time, chin to chest, keep that length, and slide your chin back. So you're using the muscles of the upper back and the shoulders to pull your head into position, which really helps to stop that rounding of the upper back. Let's go into some shoulder rolls now. So just roll in your shoulders. And reverse, go the other way. Take your arms out to the sides, let's just do little circles. And reverse, go the other way. Do big circles. And then reverse those and go the other way. Try not to break everything. Alright, reach your arms out to the side. Soften your elbows, so slight bend in the elbow, and then push the palms of the hands away, pulling the fingers back towards you. So let you flex in your hand and push the heel of the hand away. Make sure your shoulders are down. It's a really good nerve stretch. It kind of feels a bit weird, but it's good. Let's do that head ramp again. So drop your chin to your chest, lengthen the back of your head, back of your neck. Don't lengthen the back of your head, that would be strange. And then slowly, slowly bring your head back up. And let your arms go. Just swing side to side, let your arms just be free. Alright, we're going to interlace our fingers but behind our back. So interlace your fingers behind your back and then let them just rest down on your bottom. And then can you see if you can pull your shoulder blades back in towards each other, but don't lift the ribs. So we're not getting the shoulder blades back by lifting the ribs. The ribs stay down and we're just kind of walking those shoulder blades in towards each other. Keep trying to get them in, try and get them in. Notice if you can feel them touching, and then let them go. Do that again. Can you walk your shoulder blades in towards each other? And then let them go. Alright, let them relax now. Arms are down again by your bottom. We're not moving the arms for that exercise. We're going to move them now. Ribs stay down. Can you start to lift your arms behind you? You might not go very far, and that's fine. Keeping those fingers interlaced, and then lower down. Do that again. So your shoulder blades will naturally come in towards each other as you try and lift your arms. Notice that your shoulders aren't coming forward, so making sure that you're not rounding forwards. Still want to try and keep your chest and shoulders open as you lift the arms behind you. We're going back, not forwards. Just do a couple more lifts there. And then again, just let it go, just let your arms swing free. Alright, so we'll do that pizza delivery one next. So grab your block, your book, your half dome, whatever you've got. And we're going to balance it on one hand. I'm going to have to tie my hair up, it's so hot. Okay, so pick whichever hand you're doing, because we're going to do both sides anyway, so it doesn't really matter. So you're not gripping with your fingertips, you're just balancing it on there. Again, just check your alignment, make sure you're in really good position, weight balance through your heels. Okay, and then let's just do a little bit of internal and external rotation first. So bringing it in, taking it out. Just seeing what range you've got there. Noticing how it feels. Noticing whether your body wants to twist or whether you can just move just the arm on its own. And how about, can you go up and down, and maybe up and down at the front. Again, without shifting your body, how far back can you go? Alright, can you do then? Let's do the pizza delivery. So we're going to let's follow little finger. Let's go under first. So from your little finger, you're going to come forwards. You're going to twist your whatever you've got around, take it behind you, bring it forwards and circle it over your head. So following your little finger, so coming in and up and around. And kind of once you've got your rhythm, once you know what you're doing, notice how much you're shifting your body, and it's okay, it's just notice that your body always finds the path of least resistance, and it will just make it as easy as possible for you. So if you tight through your shoulders, it will say, oh, we'll just shift the ribs to one side. Do one more that way. And then let's reverse it and then follow the thumb. So it's going to go out first. It's going to come around and over your head. And in front. And through. I get cramping my little finger trying not to bend it. Trying not to let it grip. So just do a couple more that way. I was watching yours jump around then, Donna, and mine started doing it as well. Alright. Anybody else getting cramp in their fingers? Let's do the other side then. So same thing on the other side. We'll just start with that internal and external rotation. So we're just seeing, how does it feel on this side? How does the shoulder feel? How does the chest feel? Is it tight? Do we have as much movement here as the other side? Just notice. Again, keeping your weight back through your heels so that your alignment's really good. And then again, let's have up and down. Can you lift your arm without your shoulder coming up? Can you keep the shoulder down and just lift the arm? Can you do it at the front? Just kind of playing around with the range of movement you've got. How far behind can you go without twisting your body? And then we'll try that pizza delivery here. So again, start little finger side. So it's going to come around and under your arm first. And forwards. And overhead. So you usually have one side that feels better than the other. And it's like your balance. Some days it's really good, other days not so good. See, I thought I was going to have one of those days. Do you know what I've already done this morning? I put my top on, back to front. Martin was howling with laughing, so I took it off. turned it round and somehow put it back on again, and it was inside out. So I've had my top on back front and inside out today. Try going the other way. Ooh, that's harder for me on that side. But it's interesting to see how your shoulders are. So I'm really struggling to go that way today. It's really wanting to drop, and my body's really wanting to shift. Yeah, really not a great side for me today. Just do a couple more. Donna's having one of those days, aren't you, Donna? I know. Some days it's like, why? What have I done different? Yeah, my hand is not happy on that side. All right. When you finish that last one, get rid of your block. We're going to reach the arms out in front. You're going to stack one arm on top of the other. You're going to bend the elbows and then try and bring the backs of the hands together. That's it. And then from here, you're going to do little windscreen wipers. Now, if that feels really horrible to your shoulders, you can just keep them still because it's already enough of a stretch. But little windscreen wipers. And then can you keep your shoulders down but lift your elbows? Yeah, shoulders stay down but elbows are lifted. And just hold it there. We're going to start to open the arms out again and then hug yourself. So bring your arms around and see if you can just hook your fingers around the insides of your shoulder blades. Give your back and shoulders a good stretch. Again, make sure that your shoulders are down and they're not up around your chin. So noticing which arm's on top, because obviously we've got to do the other side, and then just let your arms go and just swing. Alright, so other arm on top, cross them over, bend the elbows, and then bring them into the backs of the hands together as best you can. So again, either keep still, or you can do little windscreen wipers. Try and keep the shoulders down, away from the ears. And then again, we're going to keep the shoulders down. Can you lift the elbows? Oh, that's a killer, that one. And then open them out and hook yourself this way as well. Can you bring your fingertips around to just grab the inside of your shoulder blades? And then again, just swing your arms. Circle your shoulders again. And reverse, go the other way. Gently turning your head side to side. Alright, we're going to come down onto the mat. Feel free to grab a drink at any point if you need one. So we're going to do rhomboid push-ups now. So onto all fours, fingers spread wide, thumbs pointing towards each other and elbow pits are forwards. Okay, so here you're going to keep those elbow pits forwards and your shoulder blades are going to come together in your back, and then you're going to push the shoulder blades wide. So shoulder blades together, shoulder blades wide. Keep going. Let your head hang here. Keep checking on those elbow pits, make sure the elbow pits are forwards. This is another really good way to release tension and tightness in the shoulders and the neck. Notice if you're starting to turn into a little bit of a tortoise and your head is disappearing into your shoulders, can you pull the shoulders away from the ears and keep as much length there as you can? Good, alright, and then just come off your wrists for a moment and just give your wrists a little twirl around. Shake out, do whatever your hands are telling you that they need to do. And we're going to do that again, but we're going to turn our head to one side this time. So we're going to turn our head to the right. We're going to do 10 rhomboid push-ups to the right and then come off our wrists again. So set yourself up, fingers wide, Thumbs towards each other, elbow pits forwards. Turn your head to the right. Let's do 10. Push the floor away. And then when you've done 10, just come off your wrists again. Pull your elbow into your side and use your other hand just to pull the fingers back. Let's give the hands a good stretch. And then gently pull each finger in turn back. Give them a wriggle, do the same on the other side. Okay, so we're going to do 10 with our head to the left this time. When you're ready, just go back and do exactly the same again. Just keep checking those elbow pits because they're very sneaky and they always want to turn and look towards each other. Try and keep them forwards. Then turn to the left this time. And again, we're going to do 10. Keep checking on those shoulders, making sure that you aren't turning into a little tortoise. Keep pulling the shoulders away from the ears. And when you've done 10, come off your wrists. Give them a little shake. Give your fingers a wiggle. And circle your wrists. Alright, we're going to go back onto all fours now for a little bit of cat-cow. We're going to articulate and roll through the spine. So when you're ready, go back onto all fours again. We still want fingers spread wide, thumbs to each other and elbow pits forwards because that puts our shoulders in a neutral position. Have the tops of your feet flat on the mat and make sure that your knees and feet are hip width apart. We don't want them collapsing in towards each other. When you're ready, take a breath in, and as you exhale, you're going to tuck your tailbone under. Start to roll through your spine, rolling through the lower back, the middle back, the upper back. Your head is always the last thing to move. When you're in that position, take a breath in, and exhale, go the other way. Stick your bottom out. Roll through your lower back, your middle back, your upper back. Think about bringing your chest through your arms, and again, your head is the last thing to move. Take a breath. As you exhale, roll the other way. So just moving with the speed of your breath. Think about that movement like a wave rolling up and down your spine. So you're not trying to have all of the movement just in the shoulders, it wants to be in the lower back as well. So you're looking to try and get like a smooth curve through your spine rather than it just being all shoulders. Just do one more of each position. And then again, just come off your wrists. Oh. We're going to go into our child's pose next, but we're going to have our knees wide. So in a seated position, take your knees wide and then reach your arms forwards. And just allow yourself to relax down. You can rest your head down if it will reach. Just take a few breaths here. If it feels okay for you, walk your hands to the right. If it doesn't feel nice, you can just keep in centre. Just take a few breaths here. Breathing into that left side of your rib cage. Try and get even more of a stretch as you inhale and get as much air as you can. And then coming back into centre and go the other way. And again, taking a few deep breaths into the right side of your rib cage. Seeing if you can get more stretch, more air. When you're ready, just to walk yourself back into centre and just take a few breaths in centre. Alright, we're going to come up and onto our back now. You're going to lie down on your back with your knees bent and your feet flat on the floor. If you need something under your head, feel free to pop something under your head. And then just allow your spine to settle here. So let the back of your rib cage, back of your shoulder blades to anchor into the mat. Pelvis anchored into the mat. And just take some deep breaths there. So we're going to do some arm overs. So you're going to float your arms up towards the ceiling, palms facing in towards each other. Keeping the arms straight, you're going to reach your fingertips to the ceiling, allow your shoulder blades to lift out of the mat, and then place your shoulder blades back down. Again, shoulder blades lift off the mat and place back down. So this is just like your rhomboid push-up that we were doing on all four, but of course we've just changed position. So it's working it in a slightly different way. Two more. So now think about your shoulder blades spreading wide as you reach for the ceiling and shoulder blades coming back together. As your shoulder blades come down this time and anchor into the mat, we're going to keep the shoulder blades down, we're going to keep the ribs down and take your arms overhead, behind you, as far as you can without the ribs lifting, and then just gently float back up to the ceiling. Let's use our breath here. So inhale as your arms go overhead and exhale as your arms come back to the ceiling. Keeping your ribs down. Notice how it works your abdominal muscles as you bring those arms back up towards the ceiling. Can you feel your deep low abdominals working? As your arms come back to the ceiling this time, we're going to pause there. We're going to lower the arms all the way down by our sides. Turn your hands out so the palms are facing up and make sure that your thumb is down on the floor. We're going to slightly soften the elbow, so a little bend in the elbow, and let the elbows just lift off the floor. And we're going to start to take the arms out to the side, so sliding the thumb along the floor like you're creating a snow angel. Keeping your elbows slightly lifted, keeping your thumbs down. How high can you take your hands without the ribs joining in? And then slowly bring back down. So just move nice and slow, there's no rush. You're seeing how it feels, you're noticing where your shoulder tension is. And it's usually when you're about level with your shoulders that it starts to feel like more of a pull through the front of the chest and the front of the shoulder. So sometimes you'll find when you get to that point, your body will naturally just go faster or want to lift your arm to kind of get over that bit. So this is why we go nice and slow, so that you can check in, you can be aware of what's happening. We're just going to do one more time like this. And then when you come down this time, just pause there. So whatever you used before when we did the pizza delivery, grab that again, because we're going to do that log pull over like we just did, but we're going to use something to hold on to. If you were already feeling like it was a lot of work with the arms coming over, you can do it without, but it's just nice to kind of have something to hold on to. So you can use a cushion, a block, a book, anything. So whatever you've got a hold of, we're going to take it up towards the ceiling, and if you have got a block, rather than gripping with your fingers, just press with the flat of your hand. So like we just did with pizza delivery. And then can you think about slightly softening your elbows and drawing your elbows in towards each other rather than letting them flare out to the sides. We're going to do it again. We're going to inhale as you reach your arms overhead. And you're going to exhale exhale as you come back up towards the ceiling. So just move with the natural flow of your breath. Keep the elbows drawn in towards each other. Keep checking on your ribs. So the more weight you hold here, obviously the harder it is. So you can challenge yourself and add a little bit more weight, but you've got to be really mindful of your ribs lifting. Because if the ribs move, then the shoulders haven't. And also you've got to be really aware of your core. So the more weight you have, the more you'll load in your abdominal muscles. So you just got to watch that you aren't bulging or bracing. Again, just moving slowly, noticing if there's anywhere that your body wants to quickly skip over. Is there anywhere where your elbows just want to pop out momentarily to the sides just to get around some tension? We're just going to do 2 more here. Last one. Good job. Alright, and then let that go. Pop down whatever you've got. We're going to interlace our fingers now and press your hands up towards the ceiling, stretching into your hands. Keep your ribs down, take your arms overhead, press into your fingers. We're going to slowly bring the hands back up towards the ceiling. Bring your fingers apart, give your fingers a wriggle. Circle your wrists. And reverse, go the other way. Gently pulling each finger in turn back. When you've done them all, just give them a wriggle again. And gently bring them down by your sides. Okay. We're going to roll onto our side. So we're going to have a play with some more shoulder stuff. We're going to do the windmill next. So come onto your side, bend your knees. Make sure that your hips are stacked one on top of the other. And then your other arm, you can feel free to grab a cushion or something if you like. I'm going to bend my arm and have my head resting in my hand. So just find a position that's comfortable for you. All right. So you've got a couple of options with the windmill. In fact, let's do them both. We'll do them both together. So we're going to keep the hips stacked one on top of the other. And then we're going to reach this top arm up towards the ceiling. And we're going to really lengthen and make that arm as long as you can. Now, we're not going to allow our body to twist at all. We're just going to take that arm back behind us. So your rib cage and your pelvis hasn't shifted, it's just your arm that's gone back. And then we're going to bring that arm back up towards the ceiling. Keep reaching that arm and take it over your head this time. How far down can it go? Maybe it can reach the floor. Maybe not. Take it back up to the ceiling. Take it back out again behind you. Okay, now those 2 points, can you start to move your arm in a little arc behind you, kind of from over your head and around the back? Just seeing what range of movement you have available there. So just doing a few of those little arcs. Keep stretching, keep reaching. Oh, fingers are wanting to all cramp up again. Alright. And then let's just bring that arm back up towards the ceiling and just lower it down for a moment. Okay, so that's a windmill where we're not moving the body at all. And then our other option is to allow the upper body to twist. So the pelvis stays still and the hips are stacked, but this time we're going to take the arm up towards the ceiling and then we're going to allow our upper body to rotate as we take that arm back. You might get it to the floor, you might not, it doesn't matter, but keep your knees down, keep your pelvis still. And then take that arm back up towards the ceiling and take it overhead again. And then reaching up towards the ceiling. And again, take that arm back behind you. You can allow your body to twist if that feels good to you. Can you get your thumb down to the floor? Maybe you can, maybe you can't. Just notice. And then again, go between those 2 points. I'm going to have to shuffle forwards. Go in between those 2 points of overhead and behind you. So your upper body can twist if it wants to, if that feels good to you. If it doesn't feel nice, you can just keep with your ribcage and your pelvis stable. Can you get your thumb down onto the floor? And just kind of playing with that movement. So it's all just exploring with your shoulders. Ooh, knocked my earphone up. Just kind of exploring what range of movement you have, noticing where you have tension and just kind of playing with that a little bit. Let's try the other side. So gently come and turn over. And remember, it could be completely different one side to the other. So knees are bent, making sure that your hips are stacked one on top of the other. And again, we'll do it first where we're not allowing the upper body to move. So hips are stacked. Reach that arm up towards the ceiling. Really lengthen and reach that arm. And then take it back behind you. And then bringing it back up towards the ceiling and taking it overhead. Again, back up to the ceiling, taking it behind you and going between those 2 points. So overhead to behind. So just seeing what range of movement you have available there on this side. And noticing whether that movement is smooth or again whether to get around tension your shoulder has to kind of like jump up or jump out of position or go quicker. Just notice. And then let's take that arm back up towards the ceiling and just allow it to come back down. So this time you can add that twist if you want to, or you can stay here if this feels better for you. So reach your arm to the ceiling again, and then if you want to, you can allow your body to twist as you take that arm out. And then bring it back to the ceiling. Take that arm overhead. And back to the ceiling. And again, take that arm behind you. Allow your body to twist if that feels good to you. And then again, just going between those 2 points from overhead out behind. Noticing, is it different this side? Can you get your hand down on this side? Maybe it feels nice to kind of go in a big circle, so maybe you can let your hand come forwards and just draw in a big circle on the floor. Take your arm back around and do a big circle all the way around. Just see how it feels for you. Again, there's no right or wrong, it's just exploring the range of movement that you have and looking for any areas that need a little bit of release. Alright, when you're ready, reach your arm back up to the ceiling and then gently lower down. Roll yourself onto your back. Bring your knees into your chest. Give your knees a little hug and just rock gently side to side. I'm going to keep hold of the right knee now, let your left leg come back down onto the mat. Keeping the back of your pelvis anchored, you're going to really pull that right knee into your chest. Let it come slightly out to the side just to give you a little bit more space. Keep your tailbone anchored. We're going to straighten that right leg up towards the ceiling, keep hold of it and pull it towards you.
Let's point and flex our foot here. Make sure the movement is coming right from the ankle and not just your toes. That's my favourite trick, is to not move my ankles, just move my feet. And then circle your foot around. And reverse, go the other way. Good. And then pull that knee into your chest again. Give it a good stretch. Release the right leg, bring the left knee in. Again, pull it in towards you, let it go a little bit out to the side if you need a little bit more space. Keep your tailbone anchored. And then straighten that leg to the ceiling, keep hold of it, pull it towards you. And let's point and flex here again. Move through your ankle. And circle your foot around. And reverse, go the other way. Good. And then again, just pull that knee into your chest. Give it a little stretch. And then lower that leg down. Let's go into cobbler now. Soles of the feet together. Let your knees roll out to the sides. Just take your arms out to the sides, palms facing up towards the ceiling. Let your ribs relax down. We're going to start to bring the arms up towards the ceiling now, bringing your palms together overhead. And then open the arms back out again. So keeping the ribs down, bring the hands together. And open out. Just move in with the speed that feels right for you. You can move super slow, you can move more quickly. When your hands come down to the floor this time, I'm going to turn the hands over so the palms are facing down. So as your hands come together, it's the backs of the hands that meet. We're going to turn the hands again, so when they come down this time, you're going to turn them so the palms are pointing down towards your feet and your little fingers are on the floor. So as your hands come together, it's the thumbs that meet and your palms are facing towards your feet. There you go. And again, just move nice and slow. Noticing if the movement is smooth, if it's a little bit jaggedy, like, does it feel like it jumps across little bits? When your hands come down this next time, let's flip them again. So the thumbs are down, palms are facing up towards your head, and as your hands come together, it's the little fingers that come together. And open out. Last one. And then as your arms open out this time, just let your arms relax down onto the floor, palms are facing up. Just take a couple of breaths here. We're going to bring our knees back towards each other. Bring your feet and knees together. Keep your shoulder blades anchored. We're going to take it into just a gentle spine twist as far as feels good to you. Take a breath and exhale as you roll your knees to one side. Inhale as you come back to centre and exhale over the other way. Now if you want to, you can again let your head roll the opposite way to your knees. If that doesn't feel good to you, you can just keep your head in centre. So you can make this movement as big or as small as you like, but try and keep your rib cage anchored so that your shoulder blades don't lift, so that your getting a twist through your waist, rather than if you let the shoulder blades lift, you're just kind of rolling your body from one side to the other. As you come back into centre, take your feet wide. Let's go into those little windscreen wipers. Feet on the outside edges of your mat as you let your legs roll gently from one side to the other. Alright, we're going to grab our strap now. Let's do a little bit of strap stretching with the legs. Just give the shoulders a little break. So, placing the strap at the ball of your foot, and then lengthen your other leg out long. Try and get the back of your other leg down onto the mat. And pelvis is anchored. When you're ready, you're just going to let the leg in the strap be as heavy as possible. Pushing your heel away, pulling the front of the foot towards you. If it feels okay, bring the leg across your body. Bring it into centre. Slightly turn the leg out and take it out to the side. And then bring that leg back into centre. Let's switch sides. Again, back of the other leg in contact with the mat as best you can. Try and get the back of the thigh down. Pulling the front of the foot towards you. And letting that leg just be heavy in the strap. And if it feels okay for you, bring that leg across your body. Back into centre, slightly turn it out and take it out to the side. Alright, when you're ready, bring it in, and then just get rid of your strap. Just pop your strap down, and then lengthen your legs out long, take your arms overhead, and just stretch from fingertips to toes. Keep your ribs down, but stretch. Alright, so just for a little bit of fun and for my entertainment, can you keep yourself in this kind of torpedo position of legs and arms out long? Can you roll onto your front from here? So arms and legs are reaching. Can you roll onto your, and it's figuring out how to do it, and I haven't done it for a while. Oh, Janet's done it, well done. So it might be that you have to bend a knee to kind of give yourself a little bit of leverage to get over. Can you think about lifting one side of your pelvis? Just try and just kind of play with it. This is kind of, You know, maybe that you have to bring your arms down, having your arms over is too much. This is one of the first movements, isn't it, that babies learn, is how to roll from one side to the other. And it's a really big core move. Like I say, if you need to use a bent leg to kind of propel you over, that's fine. That's one that you can play with. Once you're over, we're going to lie on our front. Okay, so we're going to do dart arms. So feet are either hip width apart or squeezing together. Pubic bone anchored and tailbone slightly tucked. Just to keep your pelvis in a neutral position. We don't want the pelvis tilting forwards here. Arms are down by your side. You can rest your forehead down. I'm just going to keep mine lifted so that you can hear me. Alright, we're going to reach both arms behind. Palms facing in towards each other. And then just lower down. So we're going to keep reaching the arms and then lowering down. If you are a rib thruster, keep your ribs pulled in. Don't be pressing them into the mat because that will just go straight into your low back. Notice as you reach the arms behind, are they going wider? Try and keep them in towards each other. Let's take it to single arm, so just one arm. And then switch and do the other arm. And then rest down. Take your hands behind your back, interlace your fingers, and rest your hands down on your bottom. Can you pull your shoulder blades in towards each other, so you're kind of lifting the fronts of your shoulders away from the mat to try and squeeze your shoulder blades together in your back, and then just let them go. Do that again. Can you squeeze your shoulder blades together in your back and let them go. Keeping your fingers interlaced, making sure those ribs stay in. Can you lift your arms behind you? Again, think about squeezing your shoulder blades together and lift your arms behind you. And let them down. Just do a couple more like that. So your shoulder blades will naturally come in towards each other as you lift your arms behind you. So you can try it without kind of pulling them in first and see how that goes. Or you can pull them in and then go. And you should find that you lift higher. Alright, when you finish that last one, push yourself up and back into your rest position. Just give your lower back a little bit of a stretch. And when you're ready, we're going to come to seated. So just find a comfortable position. Feel free to grab a block or cushion, something if you need to. Have something to lift you up a little bit higher. Alright, we're going to do some shoulder stretches now. Okay, and feel free to keep shuffling and changing positions if you wish. Alright, so let's just do some little shoulder rolls. And reverse, go the other way. And then just gently turning your head from side to side. Alright, come back into centre. Okay, so we're going to hold our bottle of water. We're going to do our external rotation. You're going to reach that arm out in front. Imagine that you're tipping your water out. So you're in external rotation and take your arm out to the side. We're going to keep a little soft bend in the elbow, but think about pulling the elbow away from the shoulder, so that we're stretching through the shoulder and the chest. We're still in that turned out external rotation. Notice if your body's wanted to twist, rather than it just being your arm. Make sure that your body stays super still. Shoulders down, away from ears. And in fact, let's drop our opposite ear down towards the shoulder, just to give you even more of a stretch. head back up and bring your arm back in. Let's do the same on the other side. So reach the other arm forwards, tip your water out, external rotation, take your arm out to the side, keeping that soft bend in the elbow, and then elbows pulling away from the shoulder, creating that stretch through the shoulder, through the chest, and then drop your ear to the opposite shoulder, keeping the shoulders down, keeping the ribs down. Couple of breaths here. And then we're going to gently bring the head back up and bring the arm back up and lower it down. Let's do both arms together this time. Both arms reach forwards, externally rotate, tip your water out, take your arms out to the side, keeping that little bend, pulling the elbows away from the shoulders. And this time we're going to drop our chin towards our chest, lengthening out the back of the neck. When you're ready, slowly bring your head back up and bring your arms back in. And lower them down. Give your shoulders a little circle in each direction. Gently turn your head from side to side. Alright. I'm going to reach one arm forwards now. And then you're going to bring that arm across your body. So the body doesn't twist, it's just the arm comes across as far as it will go, and drop your shoulder down away from your ear. Use your other arm to scoop that arm up and pull it in towards you. Try and keep that shoulder down away from your ear. We want space between shoulder and ear. Stretching out the front of the shoulder here. So stretching out your deltoids. Notice if your body's twisted. Try and keep your body still. It's just the arm that's come across. That feels good. Alright, same arm that's just come across is going to go up to the ceiling. Again, shoulders down, and you're going to bend at the elbow, drop your thumb down to the base of your neck, and then use your other arm to just support it a little bit, maybe give it a little bit more stretch, but keep the ribs down. Ribs like to move in place of shoulders, so if your ribs move, then your shoulders didn't. Alright, let it go. Same on the other side. I've just realised I've not changed my seating position. Make sure you recross the other way if you haven't done already. Arm reaches forwards. Again, body doesn't twist, arm just comes across. Bring it as far as it will go on its own, and then use your other arm to pull it in towards you. Keep your shoulders down, away from your ears. Notice if you've twisted. Body's very sneaky, it doesn't ask you, it doesn't tell you it's going to do it, it just does it to make your life easier. Alright, that same arm, we're going to reach it up towards the ceiling. Bend at the elbow, drop your thumb down to the base of your neck, and then use your other arm just to give it a little lift. Check in for ribs. Breaths here. Alright, let it go. Just turning your arms in and out, internal and external rotation. Make sure it's coming all the way from the shoulder and it's not just the lower arm from the elbow. All the way in, all the way out. Alright, head turn side to side, roll your shoulders, just make sure everything is all nice and relaxed. And you guys are done. Well done.